Streaming services have transformed how we consume entertainment. But let's be honest, cutting the cord isn't as simple as it used to be.
In 2025, the streaming landscape is more fragmented than ever, with live sports and popular shows spread across multiple platforms. To cut the cord and truly save money in 2025, you'll need to follow these 5 recommendations.
Whether you're new to streaming or you're a seasoned pro looking to save more money, these tips are for you. We'll cover live TV streaming services, using an antenna for local channels, free streaming options, how to navigate sports, and the best ways to save on streaming.
With that said, let's dive into our first tip. Avoid live TV streaming services at all costs. Live TV streaming services like YouTube TV, Hulu Live, and DirecTV Stream might seem like the easiest way to replicate cable, but they're also some of the most expensive streaming options available. And in 2025, unless you absolutely need a full cable replacement, we don't recommend using one.
The cheapest true cable replacement, YouTube TV, costs $73 per month at time of recording, and the prices go up from there. Add on premium features like 4K streaming and sports add-ons, and the costs get even higher.
It's not surprising then to see that live TV streaming services are struggling to hold on to subscribers. After football season ends, platforms like Hulu Live, Sling TV, and YouTube TV consistently lose subscribers.
According to data from Antenna, 29 million Americans canceled 3 or more streaming services in the past 2 years. That's a clear sign that people are rethinking how much they're willing to spend.
If you absolutely need live TV for sports or local channels, YouTube TV or Hulu Live are strong options. Hulu Live because it includes the Disney Bundle, which gives you access to Disney+, Hulu, and ESPN+.
And if you want a budget option, Sling TV is your best bet, though it does not include CBS and it only carries Fox, ABC, and NBC in select markets, and you'll pay extra for ABC in those markets.
Again, we think most people don't need a live TV streaming service, and in 2025, we don't recommend signing up for one. You can get most of what you want through an antenna, free streaming apps, and on-demand streaming platforms, and you'll save hundreds of dollars per year.
Speaking of using an antenna, that is our second tip. Unfortunately, most live services will charge you at least $20 extra a month to get your local networks through them. A good quality over-the-air antenna will let you watch live local broadcasts for free. We have used multiple Mohu antennas for years with good results. Whether it's the nightly news or live sports airing on major networks, an antenna is a one-time investment that can save you money in the long run.
Just remember that you will need one antenna for each TV you want to watch locals on. There may be other ways if you are more technically advanced, but multiple antennas or an over-the-air tuner like a Tablo or Air TV device is going to be the easiest route for most people.
While we're talking about devices, it's important to note that you may not need a streaming device. If you've bought a TV in the past 5 years, it will likely have the ability to connect to your Wi-Fi network and the streaming apps that are built into it. This is especially true of Samsung and Vizio smart TVs. Again, go back to your must-watch shows. What channels or streaming apps are they on? Check to see if your TV has an app for that service built in before buying a streaming device like a Roku streaming stick or a Fire TV device.
And don't overlook a fast service for your local news and weather. Many cities now have news feeds through free streaming services that may satisfy your needs to the point that you don't even need an antenna.
Speaking of fast services, let's get into our third recommendation. Use a free streaming service like Tubi or Pluto TV, which often include local news options. Free ad-supported streaming platforms or fast services have become a must-have for budget-conscious streamers. Options like Tubi, Pluto TV, and the Roku channel offer thousands of movies, TV shows, and even live channels completely free. So if you're not using at least one fast platform already, you're likely leaving money on the table.
Subscriptions often aren't required, and they offer everything from classic TV shows to blockbuster movies and niche channels. Tubi, Pluto TV, and the Roku channel include more sports and local news from select markets.
For instance, in our Tubi versus Roku channel review video, We shared that Tubi features sports options like Fox Sports, beIN Sports Extra, Fubo Sports Network, Motor Trend, and NBA G League games. It focuses more on highlights, replays, and sports-related shows within its live TV guide.
And the Roku channel offers sports content from the NFL Channel, MLB Network, Fox Sports, NBC Sports, FanDuel Extra, and a sports hub with expanded content. It has also aired live events like Formula E racing and Sunday leadoff MLB games. For news, both platforms provide curated streams, though Roku has a more robust live TV lineup.
With the rise of FAST services, there's no excuse not to include them in your streaming lineup. They may not have the latest hits, but they are an excellent way to fill gaps in your entertainment schedule. Now, let's move on to the holy grail of live TV, sports, and what we need to know about streaming live sports in 2025.
Live sports are increasingly splintered. There is no way to get everything in one subscription. In that regard, the state of streaming is arguably worse than cable was at its height.
That's because networks and media companies have all launched their own streaming apps and moved marquee content to them.
Nowhere is this more evident than with live sports. Even an expensive live TV streaming service isn't necessarily going to get you everything you want to watch. ESPN's standalone service is expected to launch in the fall of 2025 with a possible price tag of around $30 or $40 a month. Nothing has been announced, but even when it does launch, it still won't offer everything.
And the highly anticipated Venue sports streaming platform is still in development. And as we've covered in our live streams, Fubo TV is battling Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers Discovery in court, accusing them of using the Venue Sports joint venture to monopolize live sports content and stifle competition.
The case is set to go to trial in October 2025, and until that clears up, Venue will not be an option for sports fans. So how can you watch sports without cable? We still recommend what we have in the past. Sign up for a live TV streaming service during your favorite sports season, then cancel when it ends. YouTube TV and Hulu Live are your best options for sports fans, but Sling TV is the cheapest choice if you're okay with limited coverage.
Fast apps like Tubi and the Roku channel offer free sports highlights and even some live events, which is fine for casual fans who don't need to watch every game. Sports is the leading driver of cost for streaming services. The more you want to watch, the more you're going to pay, especially if you want every game for all of your favorite teams. Pairing a live TV service with free options and an antenna for local games is the smartest way to keep your costs down. And it's more important than ever to have a streaming plan that starts with your must-have sports and shows. Make a list and note what you must watch. Then find the cheapest way to get that content with as much convenience as possible.
Absolutely. That leads us into our final recommendation, to manage your subscriptions strategically. The average household subscribes to 4 streaming services, but with rising costs, many people are rethinking how much they're willing to pay. Subscription fatigue is on the rise, with a quarter of streamers canceling 3 or more services over the past 2 years.
A third of them then resubscribed to the canceled service within 6 months. As the Wall Street Journal reported, more people are pausing than ever. 34% of 169 million subscriptions between September 2023 and August 2024 were from users rejoining a service they had previously canceled within the past 12 months.
That shows a trend of pausing subscriptions rather than canceling them permanently. Overall, the average rate of U.S. customer cancellations among premium streaming services reached 5.2% in August of 2024. After factoring in resubscribers, the rate of cancellations lowers to 3.5%.
We believe pausing is smart, and we have long recommended that streamers do it. We also recommend limiting your streaming subscriptions to 2 at a time. Focus on your must-watch content and rotate between platforms. For example, subscribe to Netflix for 1 month to binge your favorite shows, then cancel and switch to Max the next month. If you can't remember using a service in the last month, cancel it, as you sacrifice nothing by canceling the service.
Another way you can save is by taking advantage of discounts that may be available through your credit card or phone provider. Verizon, for example, often includes Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus in its plans, and cards like Chase frequently offer cash back or discounts for popular streaming platforms.
And don't forget to use free trials. While they're harder to find these days, some services still offer them. Just remember to set a reminder to cancel before the trial ends.
Definitely. And if you're brand new to streaming, make sure you test your internet connection and both a live TV streaming service and an on-demand service before you cancel cable. Streaming requires a solid, high-speed internet connection, especially if multiple people in your household will be watching at the same time. If you don't have unlimited data, check your provider's usage limits to avoid overage fees.
Absolutely. Having an internet speed plan of 100 megabits per second download speed ensures that you'll be able to stream without much problem at all. Generally speaking, high-definition streaming requires 10 to 20 megabits per second download speed per stream. The more devices and concurrent streams you have running, the more data you will use. For all of those reasons, it's best to test streaming in your home before you cancel cable cold turkey.
Cutting the cord in 2025 isn't as straightforward as it once was, but it's still one of the best ways to save money on entertainment. The key is to be intentional. Focus on what you truly watch. Streaming doesn't have to break the bank. By following these tips, you can build a customized, cost-effective lineup that works for you and your family.
And that's something that we'll keep helping you do here on our channel. What are your must-have shows and sports that you'll pay up for in 2025? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can get all our latest news and reviews when they drop. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.